So our project was to make an audio player that you can control and load files and add different filters to them. So when you first run the program, you see this interface. First, you have to load one of the sound files, which you can do by clicking load and then open. And you can play any sound file by clicking on the button. You can have multiple sound files loaded and switch between them. And one of the things I did was implement a play, pause, and pause button and a scrolling bar. So you can pick a new location in the song, or you can pause it, change the location, and play it again. And then the last thing I did was make it so you can apply filters while the song is playing. So speed it up, moving voice, and those filters were all created by other members of the team. To process the audio, every time the user clicks on one of the switchboard buttons or clicks play, it goes to this function. And in this function, it accepts one of the currently playing audio track as an argument, and then it'll go through all the different filters and apply them all if they're checked, and then it'll return the edited audio to the main function. In the main function, the callbacks for play file, for example, the play button will first process the audio track, and then it will play the file using a custom play file function. And in that function, it creates an audio player object with a custom timer function that will run every 0.05 seconds. And that function is what's responsible for updating the location of the slider on the application. And it can do various different things like playing it from the beginning, pausing it, and playing it from somewhere in the middle. And every time it's run, it returns the position that the audio is currently at, so you can use that for pausing and doing the live updating. Every time you want to switch a song, the switchboard button calls this change audio function, which will check if there's currently a song loaded for the button. And if there is, it will change the currently playing track to one of the sound files stored in the handle structure in an array. And it will reset to the very beginning of the song. It'll do some basic things like updating the position of the slider and the time button indicators, and it'll process the audio and play the audio.
So for our final project, I mostly did the effects, where I did the interface of the sample editor with, I did the 2 times speed, delay, voice removal, tone, volume, and reverse.
My name is Anastasia Patak, and my main work on this was the effects. To show the different effects first, here's reverse. There's also 2 times the speed, delay, some voice removal. Then we have a tone. Volume. And these can work with each other too. There's process audio, which shows how to change the speed, the voice removal, delay. Mono, Jonathan did, as well as the cropping. And then volume, reverse. I also did make a fade in and out, which worked for most of the samples I tried, but it didn't work with a lot of others, so we decided to take it out, but that was here. Also for the speed, I tried first doing an edit box, but that was causing a lot of problems with the rest of the effects and everything.
I created a piano keyboard that allows the user to play various sounds generated from sine waves, square waves, and sawtooth waves.
Okay, so I created a piano, and when it opens up, it's automatically put on sine wave. And so all of the notes are just generated through a sine wave. But then the user can click sawtooth wave and it changes to all of the notes being generated by a sawtooth wave. Or alternatively, the user can click square wave. And then all of the notes are generated by a square wave. For each of the piano keys, whenever the radio button is pressed, it goes through an if, or else statement. And so if the first button is pressed, it uses the sine wave. If the second radio button is pressed, it uses the square wave. And if the third button is pressed, it uses the sawtooth wave.